wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D Rose report. Sorry about yesterday's rant about that letter from Chris Benoit's father, but hit me the wrong way. But anyway, you want to check it out? It was on yesterday's report. I got the highlights of the whole letter on there and comments. Here's the news I probably should have laid on you yesterday. There's rumors that several TNA names have been released in the past 24 hours or so, but still waiting confirmation on things. If I find out anything, I'll be back on here later and let you know who they were, if it was anybody major. Sheldon Waltman, he was backstage at last week's Impact taping. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series this weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina, Motor Speedway, will air on the Speed Channel, by the way, on Friday night, 7:30. This race features a TNA race truck driven by Hermie Sadler and designed by Jeff Hardy. Jeff and Shannon Moore is going to be hanging out into the pits Friday, and a die-cast toy of the truck will be released and purchased on, where you can buy it on the TNA website this weekend, I guess. And in case you missed it, next week's Raw is going to be hosted by actor, comedian John Lovitz. Don't know what he's bringing to the table, but anyway, SmackDown taping, the dark match we didn't see Jack Swagger go with Big Show to no DQ. Michelle McCool, she's going to be appearing at the Army Air Force Exchange Service location in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Monday, June 14th from 5 to 7, signing WWE DVDs. I'd like to go by and see her. WWE is calling the Batista's new submission hold that was used on Raw last week the Batista Bite. I don't know why, but I think they could have come up with something a little bit better than that. Of course, he may not be using it very long. I don't know how long his contract is going to be. Anyway, the latest edition of WWE NXT, we've seen another elimination. While the show obviously scripted, WWE did not deliberately try and swerve fans with an unexpected elimination. This week's Pros poll was largely similar to last week's, and Wade Barrett and David Otunga, I believe, had the two top slots. Heath Slater moved down to third. However, Justin Gabriel and Darren Young hit the bottom. Ultimately, it was revealed that Darren Young placed last in the poll, and he was forced to say goodbye from the competition, despite receiving the nah, 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 get along, little doggy chant. Young did not go heel on the crowd or the competition. Instead, did a respectful promo on the way out, and don't let the door hit you in the ass. Young placed second to last in last week's poll, by the way. Alright, speculation continues to whether or not TNA tends to make more roster cuts. Jason Powell is now reporting that there's a great deal of talk within the company about roster cuts and the amount of wrestlers that they have under contract with very little television time. Just a 2-hour show now, and the syndicated Explosion program. TNA has yet to announce any roster cuts and the amount of wrestlers expected at this time. I'd love to be able to, no offense, but I'd like to be able to just slim down their payroll for them with all good intentions of making it a better show. The likeliness of the knockouts being released is very slim, considering that they're already short-handed with injuries of Daphne and Angelina Love. And that's the highlights of the ratings. That usually draws it. Maybe the main event might get the highest rating during the whole show, but usually, and I haven't seen that on there for a while, on how many people are watching at certain hours and certain matches, when they leave, when they come back. I like that survey, but I haven't seen it lately. TNA has launched, well anyway, usually people come back to the TV sets when the knockouts come on. Don't know why. TNA has launched, by the way, 75% off of spring cleaning special at their official shop website, www.shoptna.com. A good time to buy. TNA will be running house shows Friday on the 21st, Lake Charles, Louisiana, Saturday in Houston, Texas, which is the 22nd, and Sunday the 23rd, Beaumont, Texas. Some of the matches that's going to be going on there, which would be good if you get to the house shows, We got Rob Van Dam taking on AJ Styles. Got to be a good match. We got Angle taking on Anderson. TNA Division Champion, X Division Champ Doug Williams taking on Kazarian. Beer Money versus Motor City Machine Guns. TNA Knockout Champion Madison Reigns taking on Hamada. Also, our Samoa Joe, Jeff Jarrett, Desmond Wolfe, and more going to be there. So, this is about the whole roster, except for the Hogan bunch. NXT rookie David Otunga has been appearing on VH1's Behind the Music for his fiancée, Jennifer Hudson. The show premiered, premieres this Monday, I guess, June 28th. There goes that phone again. Let's see who it is. I'll call them back. I can't come out now. I'm doing a... Anyway, dark match before last night's Raw in Canada saw Primo defeat Don Carreras. Interesting note, Primo worked pretty much as a babyface. SmackDown Chad Gaspar and former WWE star Mark Hamada Hassan Kapani are currently working together on a graphic novel entitled Assassin and Son, Path of Vengeance. It's a book published by Black Lion Comics. I'm not sure what that's all about. Alright, the new version of NXT is likely going to be ending in mid-June with the winners getting a title shot, probably a tag title shot with the pros. There's talk about doing another quick ending to September or October when the show finally airs, and then SmackDown goes over to Sci-Fi. Ends airing. WWE is still looking for their next big African-American star, and they're going to be pushing Kofi Kingston, MVP, and JTG and Shad on SmackDown, and the idea is seeing which one gets over the best. Well, one source wouldn't be surprised if Sheldon Benjamin came back. WWE's creative team recently rewrote all of its this week's TV taping angles for this Sunday's Over the Limit show. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but they just rewrote stuff. Anyway, documentary was recently completed in Ireland on the Finleys. The movie is about the history of the wrestling in that country. WWE superstar Finley's father, grandfather both wrestled and their sister was a referee. WWE is going to be planning on doing a 3D special for sometime next year, and it's likely to take place on the SmackDown on Sci-Fi show, I would suspect. WWE is going to be holding a chat with some of the divas on their website this Sunday before Over the Limits. Linda McMahon is going to be appearing at the Sean Hannity show tonight on Fox News, I guess. It's also noted that Mark Fernstein, USA's network Royal Pains, will be hosting Raw in June and starring with Big Show in Knucklehead movie. The show will be filming an episode of Royal Pains in New York today. Big Show plays a character named Donald the Trash Man Green, described in the script as for the series as a 7-foot, 470-pound giant from a horror film. I'm not familiar with that show. Last night's episode of WWE NXT on Sci-Fi did a 0.9 rating with about 1.2 million viewers. Wrestling Observer newsletter says ODB has some heat for her comments that she made on Twitter a few weeks ago about what happened to the Knockout division. ODB wasn't brought to the TV tapings this week. Bad girl. You know, smack her excitement. One of the reasons Hernandez was sent to Mexico was to take Spanish classes and be in Mexico, so he's basically forced to use the language. While Hernandez is Hispanic by heritage, he didn't know much of the Spanish language, which happens to a lot of people in Texas. The idea is that he returns which is happening soon, and he's going to give him interviews like Rey Mysterio and use both English and Spanish language. That's all right. I guess I'm just about done for this show. Hey, be sure and check back later, and I'll let you know if anything exciting happens. And you know what I got to do? I got to go